Okay, so for this test that we're going to do today is to determine the density of similarly weighted items with my first grade class. So our controlled variable is 2 cups of room temperature water, which I have here, 2 cups room temperature water in every beaker to show that's there. That's our controlled variable. Our independent variables are the different items that we're going to be dropping into the water to see if they have high density and sink or if they have low density and float. Like I said, they're all the same weight. It's a marble, a pretzel, a binder clip, a screw, and a little Lego man. I'm going to have given my students ahead of time a data sheet for them to hypothesize sink or float on their items here to see ahead of time a little bit of a hypothesis of which variable will sink or float, which has high or low density. The performance of the actual test will be to drop the items into the water and then record the data. So we would say this is high density, low density, high density, high density, low density because of the sink float mechanism, and then we could check our hypotheses here and write our answers in here. And that is the variables of whether this has high or low densities there. Now if you come over here to this part of our experiment, this is going to be a little bit later in the lesson. We're going to talk about what liquids have different density levels, and so I'm going to have our students drink a sip or two out of a bottle of water. I'm going to provide them condiment cups to put the oil and soap in so that they can just pour it without having the actual bottles. But for the purpose of this particular part, I'm just going to use the product itself, and we'll show how the soap goes into the water and how it comes as it settles down. It has a higher density than the water and is actually collecting at the very bottom of the water. I don't know if you can see that very well. And then the students will have, again, in the second condiment cup, the oil. And while we're doing this part of the experiment, we'll be talking to them about what do they hypothesize, what do they think. That's going to be more of a conversation versus an actual written data collection like I did with the beakers. But here's that second set to show that the oil came up at the top and the soap came down at the bottom and the water is in the middle.